Hello and welcome once again to another episode of Beth the Chef. So, cooking channel full of experiments, different fusions of different cuisines, and locally produced food as well. So this week we are focusing a little bit on that. So in Cornwall, one of the most popular starters we did was the smoked mackerel and horseradish pate. We also did like a potted crab dish as well, and it was topped with clarified butter. So we're going to fuse them together. This week it focuses a little bit on the garnishes to spruce up the main element as well. And it's I'll show you a picture, but the idea is to do the smoked mackerel pate with some nice shrimps in there, and we're going to top it with the clarified butter. We're going to make some crackers with some fresh dill so we can scoop it up with, and just to combine it with some nice salad, which we're going to pickle some cucumber, some nice ribbons for decoration because they always look awesome. And we're going to make a nice fresh dressing just to again spruce up the whole dish. So there's a lot to pack in, a lot of different elements, but it is quite a quick and simple dish overall. So without further ado, we shall cook. Right, so the first stage is going to be making the crackers, fresh dill crackers. And what's great about these is they're actually vegan. So one for the vegans there. Obviously you can't have it with the pate, but there you go. So for the crackers, in here there's 145 grams of plain flour. To that I'm going to add a teaspoon of table salt and a teaspoon of sugar. And I'll mix them together, make sure it's all incorporated well. The remaining ingredients. There's 45 grams of water and 45 grams of vegetable oil in here. And then you can't see it because of the sheer amount of dill. But there's 10 grams of dill in here. I've just sort of picked it maybe with my fingers. You don't have to finely chop it or anything really. And the zest of 1 lemon. Because you keep the lemon, the zested lemon, because we're going to use it later on as well. We're going to use the juice of it. So I just mix the dry ingredients together. Incorporate the lemon and dill. It's going to add beautiful freshness. Now we'll add the wet ingredients. Gradually add. And you could use this recipe instead of the lemon and the dill, something else, maybe chives, maybe even a bit of paprika or Worcestershire, and they're great for cheese boards. Lovely. So the oven is set to 190. You're going to line your tray, a flat tray, lightly flour your surface to roll them out. So generously coat in flour, obviously so it doesn't stick. And cut into desired shapes. We're going to go for some nice long sharp triangles, just because I like the way it looks on the plate. And you know the drill with these things, that thickness of a pound coin. Square it off, or rectangle it off. So the produce that we're going to use is relatively local. The smoked mackerel is from Scotland, and I love smoked mackerel because of the punchy flavours, and what makes it even more punchy is to actually pair it with horseradish. Some people think it can be a bit odd, but it works very well. And the brown shrimps as well. They're actually from Morecambe Bay, which is in, I believe, the south of the Lake District, and looks like a lovely area. It is one of them on my bucket list. Right, so now we can begin towards the pate, the main element. So I've got quite finely diced, not really fine because I like a bit of a bite. Half a diced onion and the shrimps. So potted brown shrimp from Morecambe Bay. There is, here we are. There's 50 grams in here, and these are in butter, but what I'm going to do is get a bit of the butter to cook the onions in. And then just in the last few minutes, or minute or so, because they don't take long, just add the remaining of the shrimps, just so the butter's melted. Right, so I've gathered everything up towards the pate. So in here is 40 to 45 grams of double cream. I've got my little pot with the onions and shrimps in there. To the cream, you can add more as you go along. I like a bit of a punch, so of horseradish sauce. There's about a third of a teaspoon of some chili powder, just for a bit of a kick, and half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I've got my 2 smoked mackerel fillets. Now, these have been smoked with beech wood, and they have skin and bones on them, so we need to remove that. Because we're going to go over to the blender in a moment. Yeah, I'll do the other one in a moment. You want to add some black pepper, and obviously you can add more as you go along. Tasting is key. And I'll finish off the other mackerel, and we'll go over to the blender. Lovely. Now, before I make a start, as mentioned, only use some cracked black pepper. Didn't add any salt because the mackerel is actually quite salty as it is, and we want a bit more freshness. I like the freshness of the lemon and the dill. So I just added a little bit more horseradish and pepper because I like a bit of the punch for the pate, but it's all on preference really and taste. As I always say, you can add, but you can't take away. So I've just got my ramekin ready. And as you can see, it's smooth, but not dead smooth. And I like a bit of texture to it. There we are, about 2/3 of the way full. around your edges so you get that clean layer later on of your clarified butter. Now, last week we browned the butter, sort of cooked out the solids in it. This week we're going to remove them and clarify the butter. Now, the main thing that you clarify butter for is things like pates, liver parfait, which I'm not too keen on, but it's yeah, it removes the fats. Essentially, it's ghee. Ghee is used in a lot of cooking, and yeah, it just makes it smoother. It's smoother butter with the pate. In a way, it balances it out better. Now for the butter, just got a little ramekin ready, and just a good knob of butter there. This is unsalted butter. And what you want to do is have it on a very low heat and let it melt. So once your butter's melted, leave it for a minute or so. Lumps of the fats, and that's what you want to remove. So use your spoon and just very carefully. So now we're gathering everything up for our cucumber garnish, which is going to be some pickled cucumber ribbons. It just looks very nice on the plate. So you need quite a flat dish, so it's the right height for your cucumber ribbons. You need a pan because we're going to make some pickling stock. So I'm going to add of sugar, a bit of salt, add 1 tablespoon of salt there, good splash of white wine vinegar, in there, and for flavour, a star anise. And I'm just going to put this on a low heat so the sugar and the salt dissolves. Pop it straight into the dish, and while it's cooling down, we'll ribbon our cucumbers. I've got half a cucumber here. I'll just cut the end off. What we're going to do is peel the skin off. and create nice ribbons. Now I'll just show you a couple. I'm going to pop straight in the liquid. Now for our nice fresh dressing for the salad. So in here I put about half a teaspoon of honey for the sweetness, and well, between a third and a half teaspoon of white wine vinegar. And I don't want to add much white wine vinegar because this is where the juice of our lemon comes in. So we're substituting a bit of the vinegar, as you would in, just say, a house salad dressing, and we're replacing it with lemon juice. It's all going so well. Now to this, added half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and just similar way to when we made the mayonnaise and emulsions. Put some oil here, about 50 ml of oil. So just mix, not quite emulsify, but let it incorporate together while gradually adding the oil. But like mayonnaise and emulsions, gradually adding is to ensure that it doesn't split. And here's our lovely dressing. Right, so now we're ready to start plating our dish up. If I just move these things around, I'm just going to blowtorch the top of our set pate to get a nice shine on the clarified butter. I'm going to pop it slightly off center. That's a nice salad. get a nice long bit and just roll up. And just pop her around the salad and the plate like so. Make it a little bit pretty. And now for our dressing. Just do little dots around. Finish off with some crackers, some of our Dill crackers. And just stack them up. We are. So here we have it, a lovely smoked mackerel pate with a bit of brown shrimp in there. Fresh salad with lemon dressing, capers, pickled cucumber, and then finish off with our fresh lemon dill crackers. So yep, spread the word and join us next week. We're going to make some apple cinnamon buns. Bon appetit!